The next panel is Nancy Shaw, Carol Ann Reid, Mary Ann Kelly, Cynthia Grossman, Dr. David Emmerich, and Adam Davies. They will be followed by Susan Nabergall, Ava Mason, James Dickey, Bianca Mason, Reid King, and Alan Keith. Ms. Shaw?
Okay. Hi, I'm Nancy Shaw. I'm from Grimes County. Charles Schwartner is my senator, and I represent the pro-life organization for Grimes and Waller County. I'm also a sidewalk counselor in Houston. And one of the things that this bill is supposed to do is regulate the clinics. Last year, or the last Senate, y'all did the sonogram bill. What we don't have is internal regulations. We had a young lady come to us at the sidewalk counselors, and we have the blue bus, which is our mobile crisis pregnancy center parked across the street. And we offer free sonograms, and so she wanted one. She said she had gone the day before, and they had given her one, and she was scheduled for the abortion this morning, but it was free. So we were very glad to get her in, and we did the ultrasound. And she looked at the big screen, and she says, "Wow, it's got arms and legs, and it moves." So we said, "Yes, but you said you got an ultrasound yesterday." She said, "Yes, but it was just a glove." And he said it wasn't moving at all. And if you look at the baby from the top of the head, that's all you see. And that is what they showed her at Planned Parenthood before her scheduled abortion. I've heard it said just a few minutes ago that everyone can agree that we want abortions to be rare. Well, I can tell you that Planned Parenthood and NARAL do not want abortions rare. We intercepted an interdepartmental memo that said that they were looking forward to 75 abortions a day.
Your time has expired.
Oh, thank you.
Carol Ann Reid.
Hi. My name is Carol Ann Reid. I am a fifth-generation native Texan, registered and practicing voter and resident of Austin. I am opposed to this bill for two reasons. Planned Parenthood and other clinics offer other services other than abortion, and I think everybody, no matter what color shirt you're wearing today, agrees that those are good services. Screenings for cancer, HIV, birth control, mammograms, and nobody wants to see those anyone deprived of those services. I am opposed to this abortion. Abortion is obviously the hot button issue here, and that is why I'm opposed to this particular bill, because it is unconstitutional. The 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution prohibits any state from making or enforcing any law that abridges or deprives the fundamental rights of its citizens. It begins by saying all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdictions thereof are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. All persons born or naturalized are citizens. I am not asking you to follow your heart or listen to your conscience. Quite the contrary, I am here telling you to be logical and reminding you that it is your job to abide by the Constitution. I expect nothing less. Ladies and gentlemen, the entire world is watching. Make us proud. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Mary Ann Kelly. Mary Ann Kelly wished to provide oral testimony in favor of the bill. We will change that to registering a position in favor of the bill. Cynthia Grossman. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Cynthia Grossman. I live here in Austin, Texas, and Kirk Watson is my senator. I am representing myself, and I oppose SB 1. We elect our legislators here in Texas so that they can come here to Austin to vote on our behalf on important pieces of legislation. This time, the legislation affects the constitutionally protected right of half of our population to make decisions regarding our own reproductive health, and has the collateral effect of cutting off access to very basic women's health care services for our poor and rural populations. And supporters of this bill seem unable to understand the effect that imposing these burdensome requirements on these facilities will have on women's access to basic health care and family planning services. Without a funding mechanism built into this bill or some other way to help these clinics meet these additional requirements, as many as 37 of the state's 42 abortion facilities will close, cutting off access by a vulnerable group of Texans to women's health services. I hope that this reflects a lack of understanding and not a lack of caring by the bill supporters, because they should care about their constituents and how this law will affect us and whether it will harm us. That is their job. Given the potentially detrimental effects of this bill on women's access to health care, I'm dismayed at the lack of research involved in crafting this legislation. Its supporters have not explored how much it would cost for a facility to upgrade. They are unable to defend the concept of fetal pain with scientific evidence. It would appear that most provisions of this bill have not been thoroughly researched, and I know that Texans demand much more of our elected representatives. We trust you to craft smart legislation that is based in fact and not theology. Attempts by other lawmakers to add reasonable amendments to address the shortcomings of the House version of this bill fell on deaf ears during committee, which makes me really believe that the concern is not women's health. If it were, we'd be having a different conversation. So please, I'm asking you, don't hastily pass bad legislation in the name of some grand party cause. Please work with your colleagues to craft a bill that truly does protect and improve health care for women. We'll thank you for it.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Senator Guthrie, for what purpose?
This is not a question for the witness, but perhaps to you or Senator Hager, if I may, regarding amendments to the bill. If we have amendments, should we provide them for the committee hearing when the House bill comes over, or wait to present them on the floor?
Senator Hager, what's your preference?
I think personally members are free to do as they so choose. I don't think that's really my call. If a member wants to bring an amendment, they should be so free to bring it in committee or on the floor.
Well, in that case, if you would accept committee amendments, would we offer them to the Senate bill
I
or wait
didn't
for
say
the
I'd
House bill?
accept them. I just said it depends on, I don't know what they are. They just, what are they?
And I can answer the second half of your question. It would be to the House bill.
To the House bill,
Right.
so we would wait and present them at that time.
Correct. But
Thank you.
sounds to me like Senator Hager's not going to issue a preference.
Well, no, I
Okay,
think
thank
it's
you.
up to the members, and I'd like to see them, obviously, so I can have a discussion about them.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Madam
Thank you
Chair.
both.
Thanks, Senator.
Okay. Dr. David Emmerich,
Yes, ma'am.
go ahead.
I'm a middle school teacher at Bishop Garriga Middle School in Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm also the faculty sponsor of Crusaders for Life Club, which was founded by our former valedictorian, 2012, Noah Demas. And every week we meet to discuss and to work for social justice for the unborn child and also for other causes as well. First of all, I think we need to start with the facts. When people ask about facts, first of all, I don't know how many people are aware the word fetus is Latin for little one. Little one. It's not a little cat, not a little dog, not a little tree. It's a little one, little human being. So let's make sure that we're consistent with understanding that that's a human being. Several other people made some great statements about, it's a form of discrimination. It's a human rights issue. We need to respect the right to life of those children. They're citizens from the moment of conception. If you want to talk science, child has a separate DNA from mother or father, separate DNA. Child has a heartbeat at an early age. If you want to talk about brain waves at an early stage, this is a separate human being. These are human beings, equal, should be under the law, just as you and I are. Before my time runs out, I just want to say I represent about 20 or so students. I'm not just representing myself. I represent our club president, Natalia Lopez, vice president, Jerry Sanchez, and secretary, Katie Cortinas, and then our treasurer, Noah Morales, as well as a whole lot of other students. And I've got a whole stack of letters in front of me to various representatives saying please vote in support of Senate Bill 1 and as well as House Bill 2. And our students will respect you much more for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Adam Davies.
Thank you. My name is Adam Davies. I'm a proud constituent of Wendy Davis. I would like to speak, first off, I can't believe that members of, forced birthers and members of this committee are still lying and saying this about the health of the woman. We can look at the statistics and see blatantly that abortion is safe. We haven't had a death from abortion in this state since 2008. Why do we need these new regulations? There is no need for these regulations, not at all. There is no sudden rash of women dying in clinics. This claim that we have a Houston Gosnell, the Texas Medical Board inspected him just a couple months prior to these allegations and found absolutely nothing that was faulty with his practice. They said he was in the clear, yet we still hear these claims. I also find it quite unusual that despite repeated claims that there are all sorts of scientific studies that support the claim that a fetus feels pain at 20 weeks, I haven't seen an author's name, I haven't seen a study's name, I haven't seen what journal, I haven't heard what journal was it published in, who peer-reviewed it. But on the other hand, I have heard dozens and dozens of forced birthers. I've heard them out there, and it is quite clear that they are attempting to force their religion on everyone else. And I would like to remind everyone that this state and this nation is not a theocracy. Your religion does not dictate what all of us think, what all of us do, and what all of us must do according to law. If you want to believe that a fetus is a life because of your religion, that is your right. But to force that religious belief on the rest of us is absolutely blatantly unconstitutional, and it is quite sickening. I hear that there are complaints about abortion clinics. I've been an escort for a year. The only complaints I've ever heard are about the harassment and the intimidation that protesters outside these clinics show towards these women. Remember Jerry Santoro and those who have died of unsafe abortions while it's illegal. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to this entire panel.